Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
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 Quarterfinals week. And we are
Woohoo.
quartered up on this page on this screen right now.
Yes, can you
How's
Awesome.
everyone?
believe 5 bakers left? Where did the season go?
I know, agreed.
Yeah, it's been an exciting season. People are like amazing.
Such a
Oh,
good season.
Hmm.
so much fun to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Everybody was fantastic.
Oh,
they
agreed.
were.
Okay.
It was a tough one again.
again, I don't think it's going to get any
It's never
easier.
gonna get easier. It's not possible for it to get easier.
No.
And even weeks ago, it was painful from the first elimination.
Yep.
Sucky. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to go, I guess.
I know.
It sucks.
You gotta remind us of that.
Yeah.
Well, I think they could do a bit of a change of format. I mean, they could just do
Oh,
it as a
here,
tally week after week after week, and then,
here we go again.
most
No.
number of points wins at the end. No?
Yeah,
This is a very much beloved franchise. I don't think we can do something like that.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. Let's
We
let's not
could. They just choose not to.
let's
Look,
not do that.
let's not have participation trophies.
Exactly.
Not a
Thank
participation
you.
trophy. There would still be a winner at the end of it all. It's just we get to see everybody's beautiful bakes week after week.
That would mean
Well,
that
that's-
every episode has to be 2 hours long because that's your other stipulation because we want to be able to actually hear everything about these beautiful bakes and not rush it through 43 minutes.
Exactly.
Yep.
That was the silver lining this week. We got five people.
Yes.
We got to watch their bakes. We got to hear from them. We got to talk to them.
And
Yeah.
now we're going to get to
I
see their
agree.
families.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Next-
Next.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So exciting.
Coming
I'm
up.
really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see what week next week is.
It's called Fairytale Week.
How come I didn't see that?
I didn't
it
see that either.
I didn't
They
see
didn't
that.
say it. I actually just saw it on Ryan's post this morning that bring on like Fairytale Week. And I'm like, Fairytale Week.
Fairytale week.
Maybe he's
Fairy
just saying it was
tale
going to be a
week?
fairy tale.
Fairytale Week.
I don't know if that's real. It can't be real.
I don't know. That would be fun.
That would be amazing. Okay, well, we're gonna have to find out. Yeah, did they not? They just call it probably semifinals.
Semifinal.
Yeah.
Next week is semifinals. That's right.
Yeah. All right. What did you guys think of that little sketch between Anne and Alan? For some reason, I thought it was funny.
God. I'll say what I say every time. Anne and Alan are extremely funny if only the CBC would let them be.
Exactly.
Please let them be funny.
Because they are really funny people. They really are. The stuff that
there's-
no one sees is hysterical.
Oh,
I believe it.
Man. And they're so sweet. Like it's so genuine and so sweet and so freaking funny. Just have fun. Let them be them.
yeah. So you thought it was maybe a little too contrived, or
They're always so cheesy.
yeah.
I mean, that
Yes,
is
but-
also
but
part of the
Not their
franchise.
fault.
It's the
Not their fault.
franchise.
Not-
It's the fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
But I don't
British.
know.
I mean, the British say all sorts of like really off,
Yes.
off stuff, and that's awesome. It's so much fun
It's
to watch.
extremely cheasy.
They have different standards in the UK, obviously, for
Yeah.
broadcasting, public broadcasting. So just
Maybe.
saying.
What was it? One of the papers in the UK wrote about
Andrew?
Prince Andrew, and they
Or just
said,
Andrew now.
yeah, it was like the headline was something like Andrew, the no, what was it? The man formerly known as Prince.
Oh,
And I
Oh,
thought, what?
no.
That was like the best headline ever.
oh my goodness, that is. I wonder if he's gonna start signing his name with just a symbol. No, I thought Anne was really cute in this sketch. She actually just
She was. She's always cute.
she's
Yeah.
adorable. Her hair was
Very.
super adorable too, her whole outfit and everything. But
Yes.
she looked so she did a good job acting. I don't know. I thought it was cute. She's like,
It was cute.
Alan, can I ask you something? He was like, anyway. And then at the end, when she was all disappointed, and she's like, no, it was, I don't
Because
know
he
why.
ate-
It just tickled my funny
No.
bone.
Because he ate the whole thing.
It was
Why
very
goodness
tiny.
no.
Well, she said, will you share? And he was like, oh, thank goodness that's what you were asking, and then ate the whole thing. And I was like, why is this funny? This is such a dumb sketch. I'm really enjoying it. And how she pouted at him was cute. All right. Okay. I have a fashion note.
Oh my God, the fashion this week.
I
I
know.
can't. Hmm.
As they were walking, as the bakers were walking to the tent, I saw Jennifer was wearing a dress decorated with cherries. And I was like, oh, I wonder what cherry delights she's going to be baking up today. And that was the first thing that I noticed really. And I can't remember if she had earrings or not. I think she had cherry earrings.
She
this
did
week.
have cherry earrings.
Who had earrings that were really something? There were something.
And butterflies.
Yes, Anne's butterflies. That's right.
Look, I'm noticing fashion. What's happening?
Well, I have to say that lilac suit.
Oh boy,
And-
I want that suit.
Oh, I actually was looking for that suit or that material, and I found it for our wedding, and I couldn't get it made in time for the wedding.
Oh.
So I ended up having to wear something else. But that was the exact color that I wanted, and that shirt was gorgeous. And then the shirt matched Kyla's dress, and it was
Oh,
just
well,
like,
they always match each other so perfect.
oh,
Yeah.
so beautiful. Like they both looked so awesome. Yeah, last week.
Yeah,
Loved
and
them.
we've been seeing little sneak peeks of this week's fashion and on the Instagram, on the social media, where they've been putting out these extra little videos. And so it was I saw and recognized and noticed Anne's earrings right away when I saw them in one of those little clips, and I was like, those are really cute earrings. Yeah. Looked like they were flying off her ears.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. They were awesome.
All right.
All right, so that's the fashion portion of the show.
Fashion portion of the show. So we start with the signature, which was birthday pies, and they had 2 hours and 15 minutes to really elevate a pie to be worthy of a birthday. And I think they did a very good job of that.
They did.
They really did.
So we start with Jennifer, who is making a pie for her sister Carmen, the best
Let's-
sister in the world.
Her
Let's start
only
with
sister.
Zoe. Let's start with Zoe, because you know what I was thinking while I was watching the show. I'm thinking,
always
I'm watching the
Zoe's
show. I'm
last.
thinking, poor Zoe is always last. What if we did it still in alphabetical order, but started with Z and worked our way up? Probably
I'm
always
down.
in school, she was the last one chosen when they did alphabetical order, and it's just. I know what it felt like in grade 6 when we had to pick projects to do in school, and I'm like, I'm always in the middle. L, right? Levitt, it's right in the middle. And that project, they started with A, Z, B, Y. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be last.
Whoa.
It was insects, and my project ended up being on cockroaches. So for that, let's invert it today, and let's go
All
with Zoe
right.
to start it off.
That sounds
Let's do it.
brilliant.
Okay,
Brilliant.
backing
Let's do
up
it.
here.
You're such a suck up.
It's true. This all went through my mind while I was watching the
It's
show.
called empathy, Vincent.
Oh, okay. Suck up.
It's not the same
No.
thing.
Let's try this again.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Okay.
Empathy.
I'll have to look that word up.
Yeah, you probably should. All right, let's start with Zoe.
Yay,
And she did
Zoe.
something near and dear to my heart by
Mm.
doing s'mores.
Yes, yes, I would think so. So her
But not just s'mores.
No, of course not.
Like
'cause
that
would
was
be-
that was
that would be too easy.
serious. Yeah. Like that was I'm thinking like, oh, is she gonna do like maybe a set ganache in the middle? And no. She went way above and beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally did.
making her own cookie butter.
Mm.
Yeah, and the raspberry marshmallow, and
Mhm.
that sounded delish.
Oh, it was all so beautiful. And cinnamon pie crust, little graham crackers. She was chilling everything between every single layer just to make sure it would all set properly and get a nice clean slice. And it just made me look forward to seeing it. I was really excited to see how that turned out.
I wanted to taste that because it just
Mhm.
sounded so beautiful and creamy and just like, oh,
Yeah,
And her layers came out beautifully when they cut
Yeah.
into it, which was great.
hmm
very distinct. And Kyla said that awful word that she says all the time, and I just hate it. But
Moist.
What's that?
no, glistening.
Glistening.
It's
You don't like
glistening.
glistening.
I just, not with food. I don't know. It does not sound appetizing to me.
I
But
think there are much worse words you could use.
sure, definitely. Let's not go through them. But for some reason, I just don't like it. Every time she says it, I'm like, I know that's a compliment, but
Well, certainly when it comes to describing marshmallow, I think
yes, sure,
I think it's
guess.
very appropriate.
Probably, I don't like marshmallow either, so maybe that's part of it, right?
I'm not a
That's
big fan
probably
either.
exactly
Yeah,
the two
I-
combined.
yeah.
But what, so was it, because I didn't see, unless I missed it, I didn't see her make it. Was it like actual, did she put gelatin in it? Or was it just like when I make a s'mores cake where I just do Italian meringue?
No,
No, it
I
wasn't
heard
Italian
she
meringue.
made marshmallow.
No,
Yeah,
she
That
did
was
make
pink,
marshmallow,
right?
eh? Okay,
Yeah.
It was fluffy.
well, good for her.
Yeah.
Because I've made marshmallows once in my life, and
Yeah.
that's it. Once in my life is plenty.
Yeah, it's
I
so
know.
messy. It gets everywhere. It's awful, but she did a
I mean, they
great job.
taste way better than a bag of marshmallows, but
Yeah.
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 It
Yeah.
seems like she put the right amount of gelatin because it wasn't like a marshmallow. It was just fluffy
It
and
was fluffy.
sort of like the stuff you buy in the container.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and when
fluff.
you saw it in the mixer and it was mixing, it looked beautiful. It was
Yeah.
like velvety and fluffy. It was lovely.
It was glistening.
It was glistening.
Ugh.
Was it like, how does marshmallow glisten?
It just, ugh. I mean, that
I
makes
know.
it sound like it's sweating.
Yeah, it doesn't glisten.
Ugh.
It should have a sort of a satiny sheen
Yeah.
to it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it should be
It
satiny. It
looks
should be glistening.
satiny.
Yes.
What beautiful sheen. Great. Highlight, you say that next time, okay?
Yes, Martin and not Charlie.
Don't get me wrong. If I'm ever standing in front of her and she says, just look at that glistening whatever the frig I'm putting in front of her, I'm gonna be very happy.
Right?
Yes, you will faint.
Exactly.
That's right.
I'm not gonna take that as anything negative, but yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
gonna say it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't think she's watching, so we're good. The pie unfortunately was not quite baked through, but for the most part everything was fantastically beautiful and her layers were really distinct.
Mhm.
And that was for her dad. S'more pie for dad.
Yes,
She does a lot of bakes for her dad.
Well,
So
she does.
very
Yes.
involved with her dad and spends
Yeah.
a lot of time with him. So yeah.
Sounds like they have a real wonderful relationship, which is really lovely to see.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if we're going backwards, next is Ryan.
Yes.
It is. Blackberry and pear.
Hmm.
Yes. Speaking of pears, Vincent,
Mhm.
Oh, right.
those pears.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's just a little
So
something I threw
beautiful.
togetger with
It
leftovers in
was.
the fridge.
Yeah, that's what he
Right?
says.
It was.
Oh,
It
I
was.
had some puff pastry like stashed in the back.
I have stuff stashed in my freezer. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But
Me
yeah,
too.
So
Me
it is
too.
Stephen,
I
apparently.
know.
Yes, we know.
But yeah,
That was not part.
yeah, there was a. It was.
Yours is
it's
much
quick
more
to say.
edible, apparently.
Okay, we won't go
Guys,
into
that wasn't part of the
Thank God.
conversation.
Thank God. Anyway, inside joke, people.
Yeah. Yes, your pears were absolutely gorgeous that you posted for your lovely. I mean, everything looked amazing at that dinner party.
Thank you.
And
Mhm.
Yeah, it was everything went. There was not a single thing on anybody's plate. It was good.
I
Makes
believe that.
makes me feel very good. And that's how I feel when I go to Stephen's house. It's like, okay, I am going to just be 500 pounds when I leave here now.
Mhm.
It's all
So-
good. Those are the best meals.
Sounds
Yeah, they
good.
are.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good meals. Anyway, enough
but
about
this
me.
looked like a perfect pie to finish off a wonderful
Yes.
dinner as well with
And
it.
he-
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
called it the perfect birthday pie for grandma.
Yes, for celebrating her 85th birthday. That's
Yes.
so sweet.
Yeah. So a blackberry pear filling and a garden of pastry decorations and the most gorgeous ice
Oh.
malt.
Oh my goodness.
I
That
have
flower
ever
was
seen.
unreal.
Yeah, that
Unreal.
was
Detail.
that
What
was a
the-
beautiful flower.
What the wow. That
I,
was
I wish
so
they just spent
beautiful.
most of their time on the show just showing how he made that so I can learn how to make that. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Right? It
I
was
hardly
just
saw
it
him
seemed to
working
come
on
out of
it at all.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it showed, but I wonder if it was done in like a silicone mold. because with all like the little
The veins and
details
stuff.
and the
Yeah,
That
veins
looked
and
it
everything.
so
must have been. It must have
delicate
been.
and
Yeah.
beautiful. And how he said, that's the good thing about sugar. When it falls off, you just melt it and throw it back on. And that was about the most relaxed way of thinking about doing intricate isomalt or sugar work that I could ever imagine. I
Yeah.
was like,
But you know, Ryan does seem to be rather relaxed. Like I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen him flustered really throughout the entire competition. He's just
Yeah.
super cool and calm under pressure, and he just goes with it. And you know, if things are going great, it's awesome to it's fun to watch. Are you pointing at Stephen? Yes. So yes, we talked about this last week, right? You know,
Yeah.
I agree with you. He just seems to be having a really great time baking in that tent.
Did you see?
When you're baking things like this, it's easy to be cool and calm, right? I mean, this was a nice looking and tasting
Oh,
from what I see and hear, a really great pie.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And
pears are tricky to work with.
Pie,
Mhm.
like a pear, I find not a very difficult flavor just because it's so subtle.
Hmm.
And to get a real pear flavor, even when you're just, you know, mashing pears or making some sort of puree out of pear, it still doesn't taste like pear sometimes.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, so
So
that's part of the problem. And also gets mushy or
yeah,
Yeah.
but the
you
nice
know,
thing is if you cook pear properly in a pie, I like Steven's different on this one, but I like my pies, like apple pie or pear tart or pear apple pies, to have a little bit of bite to it.
So do I.
And oh, I thought
Oh
you were
yeah.
the mushy type. Because
No.
there's two types of people who like I want my pie, my apples to be completely like soft. And I'm not like that. I like a little
oh, a little bit of
just a
chew
A
as
little
little
bit
bit
of
of
opposed
crunch.
to,
chew.
Just a little
yeah.
bit.
A
I
little
And
thought
when
you
you
meant
add
bite
pie to it,
like a tart apple or something, and I was like,
yeah.
do they have tart pears? But anyway,
But the
just
pears, when you put
the
pear and apple,
mouth feel of it.
yeah, when you put pear and apple together, generally speaking, the pear will, strangely enough, will be a little bit more, have a little more texture than the apple. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I was curious to see if there was going to be any pear talk
Yeah,
in the assessment. But the blueberry, I thought that's going to
blackberry.
really, the blackberry is going to be very not overpowering, but it's going to be
Just
forward.
prevalent. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
was worried about that as well, but it was very distinct
It
in
looked
the
beautiful.
saw it. It was,
Mhm.
yeah. I hope that it.
and they commented that the textures were there, which, as
Yeah.
Vincent said, not easy to do necessarily.
Mhm.
But he did, I'm not a huge pie guy, but I have learned in doing it that there is something really there's a lot of positives to doing what they did, and certainly what Ryan did, which is to fully bake your crust
Mhm.
and do your fillings on the stovetop. You have full control over how your filling is going to be when you
Yeah.
make it on the stovetop, and it worked out for him beautifully.
Yeah, yeah. The pears retained their shape really well. They said it was a very delicious pie with a beautifully done crust.
Yeah, which is really good because Ryan had previously had a few issues with underbakes
Yeah,
in a couple of the episodes prior to this one. So it's really nice to see that he just nailed the bake on this particular
I
one.
think he's really settling in.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, he's been getting more and more comfortable, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he knows
but
what
he's
he's
also
doing.
been very, very consistent. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, he's never, you know, really faltered, like minor little things, but for the most
Yeah.
part, he's been incredibly consistent and kind of, you know, doing the slow rise, right?
And
I'm
pushing
scared
the
to
envelope.
say anything now because we've made some predictions over the
I
last few
know.
weeks, and I'm like, I don't want
No
to
more
make any predictions anymore.
Well, I find that Ryan's a bit like Steven on our season, where he sort of just made this steady
And Nan,
rise, and then at the end of it, by the time we got to the quarterfinals, it was just like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? Like
yeah, where did
he
you
was
come
he
from?
was making stuff that was just like tasted amazing, incredible flavors, but didn't have, that finish. And then by the end of like when it got to the quarterfinals, it was just like he made these beautiful, dainty little like petit fours, and it was incredible. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be crazy. This quarterfinals going to be nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you guys see the little extra thing they put on Instagram where they're, going into the quarterfinals week and they did one of those voiceover memes where it's like, okay, everybody, let's have fun. And remember, we're all princesses. And then it swings to Ryan and he does the hee hee hee. And it was just really cute. If you haven't seen it, Vincent, you have to see it.
I have not
It's
seen it.
super cute. It's super
Okay,
cute.
we will make sure you guys see that you have the link because
God,
it is
thank
so
God it wasn't me.
saying hee hee.
I would have just rolled my eyes and just went,
I know, you're like, please don't make me do this. This is awful.
Oh, it's part of the fun though, no?
I kind of thought it would be fun for the four of us to do. And,
Cool.
we should do a few of these little things. And I think Vincent would be the perfect person
oh
to.
my God.
Okay, well, we'll find a different meme for you, all right? Yeah, we can do this. All right, let's move on to Margaret's Live Laugh Lemon Pie.
This sounded so good, and all
It
the
did.
lemon.
Lemon,
and
and then the
coconut.
coconut for the texture,
Mhm,
and her
mhm,
marzipan decorations, and her pastry candles.
mhm.
I thought this was
Yes.
beautiful. I thought she
She's-
did a really good job on that.
In fact, she's the only one who actually did her candles, I think, out of like a baked item, because everybody else had
Yeah.
like either the sparklers or Ryan had the plaque, the birthday plaque.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
but
and then
yeah.
Jennifer had the party hat,
Mhm.
which was, we'll talk about that one.
Yes, we will talk about that coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, Margaret's lemon custard was still fluid in the middle when they only had 10 minutes left to go. And yeah, that was like,
I would have been okay with that actually. I would have just, please pass the spoon. I'm just gonna like, you
or
guys,
just pour
it's
it
all
into a
good.
cup. She almost got it. It just wasn't
Yeah.
quite baked through.
They
by
said
the
it
time
was
she
just
put it out.
really close on the very
Yes.
center of it. I mean, she baked her pie from raw as well. Sure. So she put the filling into a raw pie shell, no par baking.
Yeah.
And I think she said she put it on a sheet, which she's never
Yeah.
done before,
Yeah.
looking to get that to convect the heat. And as Kyla said, it may have insulated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was really fascinating. I hadn't thought about that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of insulated it rather than heating it.
Yeah, that's
It,
unfortunate.
it can heat it if you use it as sort of a stone, if you keep the pan in there the whole time, as opposed to putting it in with the pie. So if you put it in and it's at temperature, then you put your pie on top of it, that could help the crust.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess also maybe dependent on the type of pan that you would use as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there are certain
can't
pans.
remember-
Yeah, go ahead.
But which pan did she use? I don't remember.
Didn't show us.
I don't think it,
Okay.
don't know that
Mhm.
it
You just mentioned
necessarily
it.
showed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I use an insulated pan when I want things not to brown, but I want them to cook a little more evenly. So I will stick my insulated pan underneath whatever I'm cooking.
Yeah.
But
But that's a good tip though, Stephen, though, with like keeping your pan in there and then putting your
Mhm.
pie on top. And so it's already at temperature rather than at,
Yeah, I use a steel. I use a baking steel when I do. But the last time I made one, I definitely had a well-cooked crust, but I burnt the crust. I went the other way. So, because the steel keeps it like
So hot.
that steel's, yeah, it's a centimeter thick cast iron. And you know what? You can use that and put the rack one above it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get all
Look at
that
that
radiant
heat.
heat from that rack. Depending on the
yeah,
type of pie you're baking, I made a really thin crust at a peach pie, and it was delicious, but the bottom crust definitely it got overcooked.
yeah.
Heat.
And had you par baked it prior to that as well, or did
I
you bake it
always-
from?
Oh no, I'll always par bake. I won't fully bake in a situation like that, but I'll definitely par bake my shells. I find that you're going to get a nice baked crust that way.
Yeah.
It's rare that I do an uncooked crust with a filling.
I'm the other way. It's rare that I par break or
Yeah.
blind bake my crust, unless I'm doing a crust that's really like runny, like pecan pie or maybe lemon meringue. I will not be blind baking.
Yeah, I don't blind bake, but I do par bake.
Yeah, I don't even do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I like my
apple
raw
pie
crust.
apple pie is one of the ones like it goes in
Apple
raw
pie?
for me.
Oh, I can't wait to make an apple pie.
Mhm.
Actually,
That season.
Andres taught me a technique to make pie crust that uses the method of frisage, and I just like saying that word.
The method
That
of
when
what?
when you take the scraper and you just sort of
No, you just use
push
your
it all.
hand. You just yeah, you just you
Yeah,
just you
yeah.
just rub it
Oh.
onto the
I learned
surface.
that from Henbit Cho.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yes,
Hand it.
that's how
Yeah.
I do my tart shells.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a completely different type of crust, but
Yeah.
same thing.
Lovely. Like yeah, it was like, oh, this is cool, and I love the word, so it's like, let's do that.
You
Just
do a
because it
time
sounds
lapse of
cool.
that?
Yeah, it does. It does sound
Yeah,
cool.
it does.
Well,
Okay, the judges said that Margaret did have a nice tang on her lemon. They got very excited about the lemon, and the coconut
I would
textural
be.
element was great. So aside from it not being cooked enough, there was lots to love about
Mhm.
the live laugh lemon pie.
But they were
Yeah.
able to at least eat cooked portions of the pie, so that's good. So they were able to assess it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Joe went savory.
Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this sounded delicious, actually. This is another one that I would be like, yes, please. I'll have that for dinner,
Yes.
and then followed by a piece of each of the other ones. Because they all sounded really good.
Sounds like a perfect birthday.
Right? I'd be okay with that.
Definitely.
As soon as the cheese came out,
Hmm.
you had me. And then onions. Mm.
Yeah, cheese and
Ah.
onions. And then she had the crumbled egg on top of it too. And then the little container or little bowl of caviar in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Fancy, schmancy.
well, it's funny because when it first, how they show, the illustration of what she's going to bake, and it said caviar, I'm thinking baby caviar pearls, right? That she was going to put in the center to, look like caviar. But no,
Nope.
again, Joe managed to finagle a whole pile of dollars to get actual caviar, and that was a fair bit of caviar in that
Yeah.
A lot of
center,
caviar.
in that
Yeah.
center bit. So
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing.
She-
I want to be Joe's friend actually and go for dinner at her place.
I mean, I'm sure you don't live very far from her, so you could
Oh.
probably finagle an invitation to caviar in the country for your birthday.
I don't think Joe
There
got.
you go. It's coming up. So
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think Joe got the memo that it wasn't indulgence week anymore.
Right.
Maybe
I
she just
think
carried on from last
Joe
week.
is
Like-
just
Right? The
she
party
makes
continues.
things indulgent, right?
Yeah, it's good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
won't
my
get-
favorite line that she threw out there towards the end, she says, I have just enough time to be precise. And I laughed out loud and I thought, when don't you have enough time to be precise? Everything she does is precision.
Yeah.
Right?
I have enough time. Of course you do. You're Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe, I think, just creates time, or she steps outside of time while everybody's like freaking out. And she's like, I'm going to sit over here in this timeless reality and just make a million beautiful things and then step back in, and everyone will be like, what the frig? How are you done half an hour before everybody else?
Yeah. But I also think she's very, very smart at how she decides what she's going to do. And so it makes it not easier at all, because I don't want to take away from any of the effort and amazingness that she brings to the plate every single day. But I think she just makes very smart decisions on how she finishes things and makes it so that she can be precise, but she's got some flex in how she does it. I
Well,
hope that makes some
she's
sense. But
she is definitely practiced these bakes, and she has definitely prepared for these bakes, and she is very efficient.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that's
I
the
mean-
main thing. She is efficient.
Yeah.
Joe's life is about planning and organizing,
Yeah.
right? She has
Mhm.
4 kids, and look what she does for work.
Blended families and everything, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yes, she's taking all of those skills and just transferring them ideally to this competition. She's doing such a good
Mhm.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
And,
if
and
that
they
wasn't
said,
enough. Oh, sorry.
yep, no, go ahead.
No, you go, Stephen.
I
No,
was
no,
just
you
going to say
go.
they said it was baked perfectly. It was delicious, the right saltiness, And as Bruno said, it is a crust you could eat on its own. Like when someone is talking about your crust, when someone's talking about your vehicle in such high regard that the rest of the pie is already great, but let's talk about the crust. That's you got it made at that point.
Oh, totally. I mean, what is a pie without an amazing crust?
Hmm.
Right? So yeah.
Yeah.
No, good all around. Like just incredible again.
Yeah. Well done, Joe.
Mhm.
This woman,
Joe fan club here.
I love her to death. What else can I say?
Someone's knocking at my door.
Oh.
Why don't you all continue and I will be back in a moment.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Sorry.
So we'll move on to Jen with the party hat pie. And this one was also dedicated to her sister, her only sister, her best sister, her favorite sister.
Which doesn't have much competition because she's my only sister.
Only sister. Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that. That was very funny. She was very funny.
Yeah. She's so cute. Like
She is. She's killer.
just a little bundle of energy and fun and and for 20, she's only 24. The talent that just pours out of her at such a young age. She's just such a beautiful baker to watch in that tent. I think
she's
Yes.
a riot. I love her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And creative.
If Vincent and I have learned nothing at our time in the tent, you got to be careful of those young ones.
Yes.
They can
Yeah,
catch you
and-
by surprise.
Yeah, and she's got cool like tips and tricks as well and shortcuts and stuff. And I think Joe made
Mhm.
mention of that too, because Joe's like, I'm doing all the classic things and you're doing all the like, little like nouveau tricks and things to get things done. So yeah, it's
Well,
amazing.
because she's so young, she probably looks at a lot of like TikTok hacks,
Yeah.
right? So whereas Joe is just like, we didn't have TikTok when we were kids.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. So yeah, there were a couple of things that she was doing. It's just kind of like, oh, I don't know if I do that, just
Yeah.
because it's just like not classic, right?
Yeah,
But
like green tea beer jelly.
That was an interesting idea.
Green tea, what jelly?
Yeah,
Beer,
green
beer,
tea and beer.
Oh, beer,
Beer.
right? Beer. I was wondering about that. It's like, what the hell is that going to taste like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we knew. I wish we
Yeah.
could taste it.
Hmm. I hate beer, Blech. But I guess when it gets cooked out, I don't know.
It's worse.
It's worse. Unless it's Guinness in
Beer.
a cake. Guinness
Yeah.
in a
No.
cake I could do.
Well, I mean,
Personally,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Guinness apparently is really good, but to put into bakes, because Marion did a Guinness chocolate cake on our season, and Bruno said if this was just judged on a cake, this is like the best chocolate cake I've ever had. So
Guinness
It
is
is so
fantastic
good.
in a cake. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I thought that knock at the door might be, because I put out on Instagram, I'm like,
Oh.
anybody who wants to come grab a piece of this Guinness cake. And yeah, I thought maybe someone was showing up, but it was
Yeah.
just a ding dong ditch, I
I
guess.
got it.
Nobody was there.
Oh
So-
no.
Nobody was
And-
there.
But the Guinness, they had a nitro coffee blend Guinness beer that was out like a couple of years ago, I want to say, or maybe even last year. I haven't seen it of late, but that made such an incredible cake. And I hate beer too. I'm not a beer drinker at all, but in chocolate cake,
Mhm.
it's magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that nitro beer was like, took it to a whole other level, right? Because of course, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'll put coffee or espresso into my chocolate cake usually.
Yeah.
So this actually had both the Guinness beer, the dark beer, and the coffee already pre-infused. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It
And
was
I'm gonna
really good.
tell you, I in Walmart I saw Guinness 0%.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm just going to buy it. It was like $5 for a pack of 4. And I was like, I'm going to taste test that and see if it works as well in a cake. Guess what? It sure
It did.
does. And it's a lot cheaper. So
Yeah.
Good to
We'll
know.
have to try it now.
Yes, you totally should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to try it.
But going back to Jen's beautiful cake,
Yes.
she had a strawberry orange filling, jasmine tea, mascarpone, cream, and then that green tea beer jelly that was just dotted for some decor. But the amazing, most beautiful part of her bag. Let's talk about that isomalt party hat, which
That
was
was something.
pink perfection, like
So beautiful.
art.
Yeah. And isn't that what Kyla said? She said that there's an artist who does stuff like this in glass, and that she had done a beautiful representation of that in sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just amazing work.
She loves
Spectacular.
isomalt. She's
It's-
she's good at it.
Can be very handy.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
good at it.
Yes, she definitely is good at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Bruno commented that his birthday was coming up soon and this is what he would want.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a comment, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, it sounded amazing as well. And I think the only thing that could have been a little bit better is it could have been her pastry could have been baked just a smidge longer. So
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
little blonde.
yeah.
Mhm.
But that must be so tough when you've got what, 2 hours and 15 minutes
Hmm.
to do all of that work, make it look so brilliantly spectacular. And baking making a proper dough, having the proper amount of chilling time, baking it, either part baking it or blind baking it to begin with, and then just having it cool enough. I mean, all of those challenges, like it's a lofty goal. Like, I don't know how these bakers do it, to be honest with you. And
Well, some things for sure. I think pies are not so bad. I am a big fan of using a glass pie plate over metal, because a glass pie plate, I can always tell if there's going to be a soggy bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I always use glass, and
Yeah.
it conducts heat really nice. So that's my recommendation. But there's some people who swear by metal, and that's
Yeah.
fine too. But that's
Yeah.
my own preference.
yeah.
I just like to always take a look, and it's like if it's nice and toasty brown underneath, or golden underneath, it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so true. You're so right, actually. It's a great visual cue to kind of see if your pastry looks like it's baked through.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
There you go. Yes. Good. See, I pick up so much from having these conversations with you guys.
That's what happens when you have a baking podcast.
Yeah, right? I know.
Who knew?
This is amazing. Amazing. But
Yeah.
I mean, but again, which of these party pies would you guys be most like from a flavor perspective, or if it was your birthday, which pie would you want to have?
I really wanted to try that onion and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, just because I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat sweet all the time. So I would have been all over that as a savory. But that's not my dessert pie, right? So I think there's a different one that you want when dinner's over.
Yeah. And which one would that be for you?
Which one would that be? I'm a sucker for lemon,
Yeah.
but I really love s'mores too, and I would
Yeah.
love to give that s'mores pie a whirl.
Yeah. Yeah. Vincent, how about you?
I can't say. I
You
don't know.
can't say.
I
You
don't
can't
know.
say.
I mean, I would love Joe's pie, I think, as the one out of these bakes. I would love to have Joe's pie out of all of the bakes.
Yeah.
But for me, I would have been much more into a meat pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like I would have. I think when I was watching it, I was thinking I would do a meat pie.
Yeah.
Like I would have.
Surprised nobody
Oh,
did.
I did a meat pie for my art season. Like I did the oxtail pie
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that's right.
oxtail stew pie, and I would have probably. I would still stand by that pie. I would still do that pie.
Well, there were
That's
other
the pie I
reasons
would
for
want.
making that than
Yeah,
just that
exactly.
you like meat pie.
Yeah,
but-
but I love meat pie.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really sold on the idea of a birthday pie.
No, me either.
And
Like
and
the idea of
so,
birthday pie to begin with.
yeah,
Come on, it's birthday cake.
yes. And I would always go for savory with pies. I don't really care for pies that much.
Oh, I
I
love
don't
pies.
mind making them, but I don't really care about eating them. But if it's a meat pie, I'm very excited, or like a quiche or something,
Oh,
something,
a quiche.
right?
Mm,
Something savory. I'd be very, very happy with that.
mhm.
So,
But if you go back and look at it, it's like what we did on our season, uh, with the hand raised pies.
yep.
You make a hand raised pie, you're halfway there. You just have to decorate the hell out of it and make it look like a cake.
And that
Right?
was one of
Yeah,
the things
that's
I
It's like,
thought
and
I
I guess
might.
it would be a cake. It wouldn't be a pie. Okay,
No,
that's
it's
my
still a pie. It has
It's
a
still a
crust.
pie.
okay.
It's a
Yeah, I
pie.
would like.
That's
Wouldn't
what
that
I
have
was
been
thinking.
beautiful?
Yeah.
Like a hand raised pie, and you just sort of decorate it with like
Exactly.
that.
And be
That that.
and make it like a proper hand raised pie where you have it in a vessel and not, sitting on its own. And
I will still do it on its own.
no, and because they also they make vessels for them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Really
Yes.
ornate ones, right? That gets you even closer to the finish line.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the bakers asked for one of those vessels, and they were like, "No, like we
It
don't
was
have five
only
hundred dollars.
200, 300 bucks. It was
We
crazy.
don't have $300 to spend on a
Oh,
thing for you."
wow.
So it's
Should
just
they
like
spend
that.
on the caviar
That's right. Oh man, I think we
and the
should go
vessel
back
they
to.
could reuse?
Well, I'd be taking that home. But anyway,
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move on. Let's
for all
move
the
on to,
for all the piping tips I lost.
Mm,
oh man. Yeah, no kidding.
Let it go, man. It's time to let it go.
all good.
Never letting it go.
These typing
Bit of receipt.
piping tips are not crazy expensive, so
I know, I'm just annoyed.
could have been worse things to lose.
Yeah. Still, it's okay to be annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I understand. All right. So the technical, which I think is the first technical that I've seen where everybody is looking a bit stressed. The Egyptian Lenza, and they had 2 hours and 15 minutes. And Kyla's advice was you have only one shot to cross the line.
Yes.
So-
Well, I would be stressed because I'd have to like break open 4 cups worth of pomegranates.
Yes.
Okay, that was driving me crazy. That drove me nuts. It's like, do you people not know how to open a pomegranate?
It
Well,
would have
there
taken me
isn't-
the full 2 hours and 15
Oh,
minutes
no,
just to
it's-
crack open those
it's-
Okay.
pomegranates.
It's funny because there's a trick to it, and I know the trick until I have to open it, and then my mind goes blank. And even watching the show, I was like, I know the trick, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I know it's a spoon and smacking the back of it.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
But
So
then when I realized they're making
And
jam, I'm
loosen all
like,
the
really?
seeds, right?
You could throw all the crap in and just put it
buy
through
a
a
bottle
strainer.
of palm.
Yeah.
Buy a bottle of pop. You know what,
Well, no,
guys?
but I mean, while they're doing it, like if you're making jam, you're not putting seeds in the jam,
No.
No.
which
No.
means you're running it through a strainer. So why take so much time getting all the little white stuff? Throw it all in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
boil the crap out of it, push
Okay,
it through a
would you
strainer,
have
and you're
done that?
done.
Would you have done that
Yes,
as
No.
part of
I,
the
I wouldn't have just broken it into pieces and throw. I would try to get as much seed only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I
Wouldn't
would
have
have,
been
I wouldn't have stressed too much about it,
Mhm.
and I also would have looked like a crime scene if I was there. It would have been red. I would head to
Yeah.
toe. I would have been
Well,
red.
yeah.
There's no question.
Ryan, was it Ryan?
Yeah. Ryan.
Ryan had,
was
you could see
covered in it.
flecks on his shirt.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, that was neat compared to my situation
Yeah,
here in
and
two.
this was day 1, so
Figures
of course
it's
they had to
Ryan.
wear the same outfits
Yes,
as day 2
exactly.
for
Yes.
the showstoppers too. So you had to be extra careful, I would imagine.
Exactly. But
I don't know. This is tough because I mean, I'm a technical purist and I like to do it the way that they want you to do it on the show, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that with the pomegranates.
No,
Well,
I
the
like your
pomegranates-
idea, Vincent, just getting the palm juice.
Yeah.
You can get pomegranate juice that's not from concentrate, which would actually give you exactly what they were doing with
Unless I'm guessing, and this is just because I've never made pomegranate jam, there's probably pectin in the seed. And so
Yeah.
you're going to want those seeds in there while
Yes.
you're cooking it.
but you can also add a little bit of pectin to your
Yes.
Not in a
It's-
technical. You
No,
can't.
in a
And you know
No,
what?
but if you were-
have
if you
some
were-
pectin.
if you were
If you took a-
recreating this.
They showed one of the recipes that someone was holding, and I don't know which ingredient, but it was in bold caps and underlined about you will not be getting more of this ingredient. I'm thinking that might have been the pomegranate. Like you got what you got, do not ask for more, which is usually on a technical, but that was very specifically written on the recipe.
Good catch.
Wow. Hi, Luna.
Luna, she's being
Luna,
needy.
Luna.
She's being needy. So just a quick tip about pomegranates. You core out the top, like you take a knife, you got the pomegranate, you core out or score the top ring about an inch from the stem. You core it out and you pull that out. Then you will clearly see on the sides of the pomegranate, there's little indentations like a segmented orange. You cut along each segment, you score along each segment, and then you break it up into like a segmented orange, flip it over into your hand and pop it with this, and it just all falls out.
Oh,
It's not that difficult, people. When I saw them cutting it in half, I was thinking that's a big bad idea.
Yeah.
But
Because
how many
that's
people
getting
are
everywhere.
using pomegranates this way in their everyday life? I
Oh,
don't,
Persians.
well,
okay.
okay.
Well,
None of the
so-
people in the tent right now.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would have been, like I said, it would have taken me 2 hours and 15 minutes just to get my pomegranates open.
I would have loved it because it would have been like, oh, I'm way ahead of these people.
Yeah, you could show off.
It's like,
So-
oh, are you still pounding your pomegranate? I say that all the time.
My
Yes,
jelly
I
gun,
am.
it's in the
Yes,
fridge
I
setting.
Hey, I have let Stephen get away with saying several things this episode without calling attention to it.
I haven't said a word this episode.
Dude, you talked about blondes, you talked about peaches. Come on, let's not.
That was last episode.
Yeah, that
I
was a
know,
good
but
I
now
have
that every
never-
time you
I
say
have
it, I'm like,
never, ever
Steven.
pounded my pomegranate ever on a podcast. Ever.
okay,
way to go, Lisa.
why is it me? All
Because
right.
you opened the door wide open for Stephen, and he's
It
going
was
to run through
Vincent.
that.
It was
know-
Vincent opening that door.
Well, both of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I
Vincent,
told Vincent
Fist
before it
bump.
started, I said, do not do that to me. Don't tee me up, please.
it's very fun though.
Yes.
All right, let's just go back and say what a Lenza is. So it's a
Yes.
hybrid dessert with a cake-like coconut batter that's pressed into a tart pan. And then for the show, they filled it with pomegranate jam and the milk-like pudding, the muhalabia. And then a crosshatch pastry that is piped on top. Everything is done before they put this thing into the oven. And then a whack load of decorations, a full page of decorations only.
Yeah, only.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to doing this technical.
I
You don't
think
have
the
to, you
hardest.
know.
I think
I
the
know,
hardest
but I
part-
will.
I think the hardest part on this technical is getting that milk layer right.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
it can get really, it looks like it can get really thick
Yeah.
and kind of like unpleasant. And if it's not done right, it can get really like soft and just yuck.
Yeah, getting
Ugh.
that perfect texture for it. So
Especially if you don't know what it's like. Like if you don't have any idea what it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like.
Hey, you don't know
Right.
where to stop.
And you have to get the jam layer right,
Mhm.
because as Zoe found out, if you don't get the jam layer right, then
It
it's going to
oozes.
start. You're going to end up with pink, and
Yeah.
you don't want that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's well, that's why they call them technical challenges, right? Because
Mhm.
Definitely a
there's all the
challenge.
different components and you have to nail each of them in order to get a wonderful final product in front of those judges.
Yeah.
And they just keep getting harder and harder. You know, there's
Yeah.
only 2 more technicals now left. I mean, to have that many pages on a technical is shocking to me, because think about how long that recipe really should be, because they have left a whack of stuff out. This is the quarterfinals. They have left a ton
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I was
Yeah.
doing a quick Google search for what a Lenza was, and one of the recipes I came across takes 7 hours.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I'm not.
It's
I
'cause
mean,
of the
I
pomegranate.
always think back to our Delizia alla Mone, and I
Mhm.
remember going home and looking it up, and every recipe started the same on day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
Not day one.
Yeah. On
Right.
day one.
Let's
Yeah,
do it
that's
in
right.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
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 But that crust, I mean, I'm a little curious about that crust. I think it would be kind of great.
It's
Yeah, it's
cakey,
kinda
yeah,
great.
and it's almost
Yes.
like they're making a fraise.
Yeah. It's like it looks very interesting.
Yeah.
It does sound good, actually. I
Wicked.
might try this one too. But I was
I
thinking
think I might
instead
try
of the
this one.
pomegranate, doing it with like, because it's got the coconut crust. I think a nice like raspberry jam would be really nice with it, with the coconut
I
or
agree.
lemon, like
Yeah,
a
I think I'd
for
probably
like a little lemon curd on the bottom.
I think I would like to do like a marmalade. I think a marmalade would be
Okay.
really nice. Like a
Or apricot.
bitter orangey with the milk topping. I think it'd be like a bitter creamsicle.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bitter
Yeah. A bitter creamsicle.
Hmm. Stephen, what would you do with it?
I don't know, but he's keeping his mouth pressed
I
tight.
will
Like,
I will
shut-
happily come to any of your homes and enjoy whatever you make. That's what I would do.
You are
I
not
would
gonna.
Because
I
we're
would
not touching this one either, huh?
I would, because I got all the time in the world. I would absolutely, I'd love to know what this thing tastes like. And you know
Yeah.
what? I would make it just like they wrote it up. I would love to try pomegranate jam. Now that for at least the next 20 minutes, I'm going to remember how to empty a pomegranate. If not,
Yes.
I'll call Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to make it. And I could let the jam set before I start making the next layer, the machalabia, or I'm sure I
Yeah.
destroyed that word.
No, you didn't. You
Um,
said it beautifully,
That'd
I
be great.
think.
this is what I do. I
Jewish.
try to bring, I try to bring communities together. Um, I would absolutely give it a whirl as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna try it with pomegranates, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to actually be doing all the pomegranate
Yeah.
granite
Just by
emptying.
the seeds already pre.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I can find.
Palm and Picton will do it for you. Pectin
Yeah.
will do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay, so Zoe, as we said, had some problems with her pomegranate jam not setting, so it did seep through and kind of formed a border all around. She didn't manage to get her chopped pistachio on for her decoration, but her crust had a beautiful flavor, and the muchalabia was nice and smooth texture with a balanced flavor. So, Ryan had beautiful sugar curls, a
Mhm.
Mhm.
uniform pattern.
Oh yeah, we forgot all about the. Oh, by the way, make some sugar curls while you're at it. Which I'm
Sugar
sure if we look up
curls.
recipes, don't exist. Busy work, busy work, busy work, and Ryan shot to the top of the
Do
class
they
with
need-
those.
Yes, they were gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, nice texture and flavors. So yeah, no complaints about Ryan.
No,
none.
really nice
Margaret-
custard, and the crust was fabulous.
Yes. Margaret was shocked that they wanted 4 cups of the pomegranate arils. And she couldn't get her metal off the bottom. And it was interesting how Kyla said it's so important to remove it because that's what really shows us the confidence you have in your dessert.
Yes.
Well, she
Yeah.
did not have confidence in this.
No, because she said she could have taken it off and she chose not to because she was not convinced it was.
Yeah.
And she was, I think she was right because
That's
that
right.
was the biggest complaint was that her crust was
Not
way
baked.
too underbaked. Yeah.
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 And it said that she had good decorations, but not in the pattern that was asked for.
Mhm.
I didn't see what her pattern was like. Did you see? Yeah.
It was off kilter for sure. I think she was the one where as she was piping it, it kept popping too. So I don't think she got all the air out of her piping bag.
Oh,
Mm.
okay, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Joe's had nice coloration and a beautiful presentation. But her custard was a little bit overcooked and her jam was a little undercooked.
Mhm.
So she had weeping jam and dense custard, like you said, kind of like Vincent was talking about in a rather unappetizing way. It got a bit clunky.
Mhm.
How's that for a descriptive word?
Mhm.
Jennifer's components were all there. She had a nice clean milk custard. She borderline needed a little bit more baking time, but the jam was nicely set. So
And of course Jennifer had the line that brought me right to Vincent when one of her 53 timers was going off and she said, I forgot what these timers are for. And I pictured Vincent with his, and you know what? Vincent would not say that because Vincent had a sticky note for every one of his time, all of it. And I think he was like, you know, you think of the bands from the 70s, the keyboardist had like, keyboards all the way around them. That's Vincent with timers. There's
Sticky
like
notes and
timers. There's just,
I
but they
did.
all have a sticky on them. They
Wow.
all have because I could have 2 timers, and if one goes off, I'm Jennifer. What the hell? What am I timing? I don't
Yeah.
remember what I'm timing.
Yeah. I think at one point I had 5 timers on the go and sticky notes for every single one of them.
Smart though with the sticky
Yeah.
notes.
Very.
Like
Mhm.
really, really smart.
Because you lose track really fast. And she
Easy.
only had 1 timer.
Yeah.
She's like, I have this timer on. I don't know what it's for.
Every time the two of you start talking about your tips and tricks and everything for being in that tent, I'm like, oh, I
I'm
gotta remember
ready.
that. I gotta
I'm
remember
ready.
that just in case, right, Christina? If
Right.
we ever get our chance in there,
Right.
we're just gonna be like, how can we ask you for all the tips and tricks without telling you that we're in the tent? So maybe you
Well,
should compile them all for us one of
Yes.
these days.
No,
yes,
yeah.
it's going to be a book. It'll be split into 2. What to do, Vincent. What not to do, Stephen.
Oh no. No,
And then we
no.
could, and that's actually the best part of it, actually, because we could actually take the best out of both those and combine it to our own like unique style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. I mean, I'm impressed by both of you. So
Vincent.
there's definitely, what'd you say?
Vincent.
Vincent.
The Vincent.
Vincent, the Vincent guide to being on GCBS.
Right.
Why are you being so needy?
Oh, Luna.
She's being very needy. Sorry.
That's okay. Mochi's sitting here. I would pick her up and let her see her, but then they might start barking at the screen. So, okay. So Margaret came in 5th in the technical. Zoe was 4th. Joe was 3rd. Jennifer was 2nd, and Ryan, with his beautiful sugar curls, etc., came in 1st.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
So
job.
Ryan, Joe, and Jennifer were having a really great week, and then
absolutely.
Margaret and Zoe were just kind of struggling a little bit in the technical. So,
Hmm.
couple of things.
Yeah.
Couple of things in both bakes.
Now remind me, Margaret won last week, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
she was Star Baker last week.
Mhm.
Yes. I was thinking that the curse of the Star Baker this season,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for the last couple of episodes at
it's
least. anyway.
happening again. It's
I
happening.
don't
again.
like it
Me
because
neither.
who was Star Baker? Okay, let's go through the showstopper.
This was my plan, which is why I was Star Baker in week 1 when there was 10 people, and then I said, okay, I'm never going to be Star Baker again,
Uh-huh.
and I should be safe. They won't notice me. I'm kind of a quiet guy. I'll fly under the
You're
radar.
kind of a quiet guy.
I'll just fly under the radar and
Yeah,
win.
because Steven does that. He just flies under radars, right?
Yeah.
Like
He
he's
doesn't say a
hardly
word.
noticeable, really.
Yeah. Doesn't
Like,
say a word.
You know, so quiet, unassuming, you know,
He just sits in the corner and keeps his mouth shut
right?
Yeah.
until you open a door.
Yes.
All right, so moving on to the showstopper, a
Oh.
family-sized millefeuille.
I love millefeuilles. One of my favorite desserts ever.
Love
Sorry, I
it.
was excited. I was excited for this one. I really, really am.
Yeah.
So good.
What do you like about them?
I love all the textures.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I love, well, you know me, I love
You're a
anything
texture girl.
crunchy and in a bake. I need something crunchy in a bake. I don't like the, you know, that's why I'm not a fan of like moussey desserts because it's
Right.
like one note usually, right? Where, and nothing against moussey desserts, they're fine for those who love them and
Ooh,
can
the
appreciate them.
silky texture.
But
and
if
then
it's all silky
More
texture,
glistening.
it's like,
uninterrupted
it's
by
not a-
crunch, yuck, stuff
Oh
getting in
no,
your teeth.
interest, intrigue. You know, I love the textures. I love the crunchy. I love, yeah, just and the combination, the smooth and creamy with like tardiness and with the, you know, the crunchiness and flaky pastry. Oh,
I have definitely been converted to liking more texture and trying more texture in my bakes now. So,
Oh, it's very important.
It's important. Yeah,
but I
very
do
important.
like me a creamy, smooth, moussey dessert.
absolutely. But you can find a way to get crunch, even if it's the crust.
yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
but that's why I love milfoils though. It's just
That
everything
makes sense.
about them. Yeah, they're pretty, they're layered, they're intriguing, they're just amazing. And these
They're
did
hard to
not
cut.
disappoint. Well, that's the only thing. But this is where you can actually pick up, and Bruno was eating it like that, right? He'd pick off the layers and eat them off by the layer, which is I love. That's how I eat my milfoils usually.
Well, it's pretty hard to eat a milfoil without having it fall apart on you, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I was watching how Kyla was cutting carefully, like holding part of it with one implement while cutting with the other, and I was like, okay, noted.
Mhm. Yeah, it's usually doesn't. It still doesn't work.
Yeah,
It depends. It depends on the
I'm
filling.
expecting it not to work.
Yeah, it depends on the filling because
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
the very first milfoil I ever made, well, the very first bake of any sort of substance I've ever made was a milfoil because when I applied for the show the first year, I didn't get on, and I thought, you know what, I need to amp my game up, and I need to learn how to do really special, complicated things. So I went online, went onto my Facebook page, and I asked all of my friends, please give me suggestions of something you want to see me make that is really, really complicated and delicious. And one of the things was milfoil. I never heard of it before, didn't know what it was like. So I made it. And that was the first introduction I ever had into puff pastry and everything else. And what I did was I used full raspberries to hold up each layer of milfoil, and so that when you cut into it, it wouldn't squish all out, all the creme de diplomat. So it depends. If you use like really soft fillings and you cut into it, it could just ooze. Yeah,
Splooge. Yeah.
But it's still so wonderfully tasty. Yummy.
Yeah. Don't continue on, please.
The best desserts are the messiest desserts.
Yes.
They are.
Right?
You should have it all over your face.
Mhm.
It's all
All
that's
over
the way
your
that then you
hands.
then you know
looking
you've had a good
good. Yeah.
time.
It's so good. Lisa, in the meantime, is terribly disgusted.
Because she likes to eat with a
tell-
knife and a fork. She's very prim and proper, likes to have a napkin.
That is
I know
not
Lisa.
true.
Oh my God.
No, you don't.
Oh,
I just have an overactive imagination. It's very dangerous when I'm talking to the two of you. The three of you, but I mean, Christina's very prim and proper.
yes,
When
she
it
is.
comes to milfoil.
No,
And then I'm picking it up with my
Yes,
hands.
perfect.
Yeah.
And yes,
There's
all the
always
others
something
know.
there's always something that'll get them to let their hair down.
Never
Just got to
eat
figure out
pizza
what
with
it is.
Yeah, and pizza. You just cannot eat pizza with a fork and knife. I'm sorry. Are you even eating pizza?
Yeah, no.
I'll eat pizza
No,
with a fork and knife. Depends on the pizza. Depends on the pizza. Depends on the pizza. If I...
Depends on the pizza. Depends on the pizza. Depends on the pizza. Right.
Depends on the pizza.
All right. Let's talk about Zoe's bake, because we're already getting into this time wise. We need to wrap up. So, Zoe did a rough puff. She did the picnic party at Milfoy with the rough puff pastry, apricot jam, lemon, and pistachio cremins.
Yep.
And
the little meringue flowers. Yes.
Yes.
Those are pretty.
Very cute. So she had some beautiful height on that. Yeah, what
She did the cups, right?
Yeah, the little
apricot
cups for the apricot jam.
Yeah. I loved this bake. I loved all the flavors. I loved how beautiful it looked, the colors on it, all the little details.
Yeah,
it was elegant and precise, and I think the flavor combinations were amazing. And her puff, considering she did a rough puff,
looked great.
Her layers were amazing.
Yeah, really beautiful.
If you're gonna use a rough puff for anything, I think a milfoil is probably your best chance, because that doesn't really need to puff evenly. You're putting you're actually weighing it down so that it doesn't puff. So doing a rough puff in this situation is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, but only two bakers did rough puffs. Three did full puffs.
Three of them.
Three or two? I thought it was the other way. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think so. 3 full puffs.
Oh,
sorry,
you're right.
two full puffs.
No, Jen,
Rachel, full
Joe,
puffs.
and Margaret all did full puffs.
Yep. Zoe
Who?
and Ryan
Oh,
did the rough
Jen
puffs.
did. No, Jen didn't do a full puff.
She did.
Jen did,
She used.
no.
That's who
Jen.
did
She
full
used.
puff.
She
She
used
No,
the
used
Jen,
melted butter.
no,
She used
she
soft.
the
used
soft
soft
butter.
butter.
She used
Oh,
soft
she
butter.
used soft butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
She used one of the,
she was the
she
hack.
used the
She
hack.
was a
She's the hack.
half.
She
It
was
was
the hack.
her what generation would she be in? She Gen Z,
Gen Z.
Gen Z, TikTok,
I don't know,
trick.
Gen Alpha, maybe? How old is she? I don't even know how
24.
old she is.
24.
Oh, she talked about having kids, and I was like, oh, I mean, just the thing she said, puff pastry is like having kids. You try your best, but it doesn't always turn out the way you want, which I thought was
Such a good
very
line.
appropriate
Yes.
observation. I mean,
I
very
wrote
smart.
that line right there
That was
because I was watching with my daughter, and my daughter sort of looked over at that. I said, "It's true.
Yep.
It's true." I said, "And you're the second, so we didn't even try as hard."
You're like, no, she was the full puff, you're the rough puff. Okay.
oh
Oh man. All right. So where are we? Oh yeah, they said that Zoe's composition was fabulous and she got some
Mhm.
beautiful height. Ryan made a hearty millefeuille with the heart-shaped layers. His was a rough puff as well. He had dark chocolate ganache and passion fruit ganache, and then a basil chantilly cream.
Mhm.
Yeah, they said he did a good job of it.
I'm a
The
little.
presentation,
Mm,
yeah.
I'm a little curious. I'm surprised
About the
that
ganache?
no about the hearts because
Okay.
first of all, cutting a straight line out of like puff pastry, it's just a nightmare to
Mhm.
begin with. To cut a heart out of it,
Mhm.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
And I also wonder if he could have rolled out the puff pastry and cut out the hearts prior to baking.
Mm.
Well,
If
he
that
had
would have,
that mold, right? Where he
yeah,
could have
Yeah.
used it to cut
yeah,
them.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
And if he just cut those out prior to baking them, I think he might have had a better shot at a cleaner
Yeah.
bake.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked fine. And it looked better than fine. I mean,
Yeah.
it was beautiful, but he's given himself a real challenge, which he does every week.
He does every week.
And we
Yes.
love him for it because he pushes the envelope and he's really amazing and good on him for being so like adventurous.
Definitely.
But the AD, the ADHD on me is just like,
Well, what
know.
do you think of how it like was larger and then graduating to smaller?
I like that. I
Did
actually
you?
like that. I liked that he did non-traditional shape. I like that he did non-traditional look by sort of stepping it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was concerned about the ganache, although they never mentioned it. To me, it looked like it might have broken, was a little
Yeah.
grainy.
Mm.
But they said nothing about it. Visually, it just looked like that.
Mhm.
I was really wanting to try that chantilly. And I guess he just either didn't steep it long enough or didn't have enough basil in it.
Mhm.
But that sounded delicious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But even for all of that, when you're doing a rough puff and the remark being that the puff is the rock star of this whole bake, and that's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime rough puff can be the rock star, that's great.
Didn't
Yeah.
they say that the passion fruit was the rock star?
Yes, sorry, the passion fruit.
the
I
smell.
have that written side by side, but they liked this puff very much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he when he did the graduated hearts with the puff.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember how he did that? Like, was it like every puff layer was a different size? Like
Yes,
how
and-
many layers of puff did he have? Three?
There were
Three?
four, I
Four?
believe. One of them you almost couldn't see because it was lost. So it wasn't
Right.
evenly. So it was
No,
like
he had them
getting
going
lost.
like I think the top end of the heart was lined up,
Yep.
and then it sloped down, like almost like
Yes.
stairs.
Mhm.
Yes, but you could see if you're looking, you see the 1, 2, and then the third one. If I'm thinking, he had either 4 or 5, but one of them was almost hidden in there that you didn't
Yeah.
even notice that it was there. And they
Yeah.
did mention that.
Yeah.
So the middle layer is almost lost in the fillings.
Yeah, because I think that I mean, in this case, I would have probably did 2 layers of the same size and 2 layers of the same size.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
just sort of like did a
So like a tiered cake.
tiered cake as opposed to a graduated like Mayan.
And you would have
ruin.
centered it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's how I would have done it unless I just did them all the same size. But I kind of I like what Steven's saying about how, it was very different to
Mhm.
have just the top
Hmm.
parts all lined up, so it did look like kind of like a staircase or an escalator or
I think
a
she
bunch of
she
hearts.
was exactly. He had it so that he would ascend to his wife's heart. I understand that.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, he did
He
not say
did. He did say
he,
that.
he
First of
didn't
all,
say
that
that.
part was left. That part was left out of the edit. I know for a fact because he's a married man that's what he said. No different than who's the heart for, and he said, "Well, because the cameras are rolling, it's for my wife."
That I
Cameras,
heard.
so
It
then,
sounds
yeah,
like something you would have said word for word if you were asked the same thing and
Yeah.
had baked
yes, it
something like
does.
that. Just saying. Just saying.
This must be why we love Ryan, because he reminds us sometimes a
Of
little bit of
you.
our friend Steven. Okay.
Um,
Margaret did a full puff. Her trip to Sicily millefeuille, milk chocolate ganache, pistachio spikes, and then her pastry got a little bit burned,
Mm.
as did Jennifer's. Um, thoughts?
Well,
Thoughts on the
Margaret put sugar on her puff pastry,
mhm.
Yes.
which was probably not a good idea for milfoy.
right?
Yeah, because it would have over caramelized with all,
Especially if you're putting it between two pans,
yeah.
which I imagine she did. I didn't see that, but I think it wouldn't be a good idea.
Mhm.
But live and learn. It's one of
Hmm.
those things, right? You don't
Yes.
just don't know. It's like because normally we put sugar, roll it in sugar, and bake it, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
But
it's actually ideal
delicious,
because then
yeah.
you get that caramelized ends and stuff. I mean, had she not overbaked it, I think it would have definitely added to the bake itself because you get that extra layer of that caramelization and you know what I mean, like that and that extra crunchiness, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think would have been brilliant. It's unfortunate that it was a bit overbaked. And you
Yeah,
kind of
it
wonder,
was overbaked and it was underbaked
Mhm.
because they said that
oh yeah,
it did start to burn a little bit and that was the problem because so she had to take it out and when they
out.
were eating it they said the puff needed more baking.
Yeah.
So the outside did because of the sugar it
Yeah,
got too burnt.
yeah.
And generally milfoy, I mean, you're gonna overbake it a little bit anyway because milfoy, the layers should be like a dark golden
Yeah.
Mhm,
brown as
mhm.
opposed to a light puff pastry brown. So it's going to be very difficult not to overbake it with sugar on top of it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So they said it lacked some of the body of a millefeuille, but the pistachio made it very Italian,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a beautiful presentation.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I loved her presentation for this one
Mm.
actually with the pistachio spikes and just I think it was just really beautifully laid out and it looked like they were all like individual millefeuilles all lined up, didn't it? Or or did I see that wrong?
Oh, was that the one that she had like 3 or 4
Mhm.
pieces of
Yeah,
milfoy on
Oh,
top?
on the
yeah,
top.
I
on the
think that
top.
might have been for cutting purposes, I
Cutting.
think.
That's
Yeah.
actually really quite smart though,
That's
because that might actually help with at least that first layer not like
mm-hmm,
splooshing out.
mm-hmm. Because I think Sheldon did that on one of the seasons where he pre-cut one of his desserts, and they were like, why is this like cut up?" I believe that was Sheldon. But the presentation, I mean, when you do that, I don't know.
I mean,
I think
if you were
it makes sense, but
yeah, if you were
I
serving it, I
yeah,
think it makes perfect sense because then
sure,
you know where your cut lines are going to be to have those equal
100%.
portions.
If it's in a restaurant, you're serving these things, and they don't that whole entire milfoy does not come to the table, then I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think
This was
presentation
family.
wise, yeah, but for presentation for this sort of situation, I think you needed to have it just one big piece and
Mm.
be perfect, as
Yeah.
most of the other bakers did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of like the interpretation of what Margaret did on this one. I thought it actually I thought it looked really pretty actually.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it looked beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, if you're going to do that, what would have been nice too, instead of doing little rectangle panels, if she cut those rectangle panels into triangles and then just sort of like the triangle pattern on top, I think that
Mhm.
would have been really pretty.
That would have been cool. Sort of
Yeah,
the way you would cut a croissant dough, right?
Yeah.
Triangle, like that.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that would
right.
have been nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that would have made a nicer pattern and a more obvious that I'm trying to
Yeah.
do this on purpose.
Yeah.
And
Or even a
then
little lattice.
you could even have finished it with some icing sugar on every other piece. So
Mhm.
you've given it a pattern on top, and
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that would have been
easy on Monday to talk about what happened on
Right.
Sunday, right?
There we go.
Totally.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
It always happens. It always happens.
Yeah.
All right. Joe did a full puff. I wrote down if anyone can do it, Joe can, and I'm never surprised by her anymore.
Nope.
And she's braiding her pastry again.
And she braided the damn
She
pastry.
braided the pastry and said, and maybe I'll just make some lady fingers too.
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
What the?
Yeah.
Made the lady fingers to go between the layers as well as doing a full puff.
Well, she needed something to go with the sherry. So
There we go. Yeah, she had to put the sherry in there. I love how she said that she used to go around and dip her pacifier in all her mom's friends' sherry.
That is awesome. I love that.
Was fascinating.
yeah. So
So
she
she
was
made an English trifle millefeuille.
nice. Very nice. It was beautiful.
It was. And she had caviar on this one too, but it was the raspberry
Yes.
caviar on
It
her
was,
dessert.
yeah. Not fish.
Wouldn't have
Yeah.
gone quite as well.
Passion fruit, creme diplomat, ladyfingers dipped in sherry, and raspberry caviar.
There were a lot of similar flavors in this bake, like
a lot of passion
along
fruit.
all 5 bakes, right? You had a lot of very similar flavors, and but they seem to all stand out and stand on their own.
Yeah. These were some of my favorite flavors. Like I'm all for passion fruit. I'm all for pistachio. It was just all of these I would want to try.
Well, and you always know if you can get Bruno, no matter how he says it, if the word Paris comes out of his mouth, you're doing great. And when he said you took me to Paris, like, do you need to hear anything else? And you probably don't hear anything after those words come out of Bruno's mouth.
Right.
I think he has said that a few times.
It's
like
his Hollywood handshake.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, he has said this is like a cafe in Paris or whatever several times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyla liked the heavy hand with the sherry. And Bruno said he could do a blind taste test and know that it's passion fruit and raspberry.
Which is
I
a good
didn't know.
thing.
Not even was there even a blind taste test. I don't even think. I think he just smelled it and he could
That's
taste
exactly
it.
it. Yeah. So Kyla cut into it and said, "Oh yeah, that you can smell that the flavors coming up." And then that's when Bruno said, "I could do a blind taste test."
Yeah,
and know
without
what
even
it was.
tasting it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Passion fruit.
Yeah,
Love it.
I think I would have done a yuzu.
Ooh.
I know everybody hates yuzu right now.
No, I
Everyone
love
hates
yuzu.
I know, but it's just been so done, right?
No.
Give me all the
Not at
yuzu.
all.
baby.
Yeah,
I
love
can't even
yuzu.
get yuzu. I don't even know where to find it. Otherwise, I would
Korean
be all over
markets.
that.
Korean and Asian markets.
Yeah.
You can find yuzu juice is a little bit more available. Actual yuzus are.
Yuzu you can't find.
I don't think they actually exist. I'm just saying. I've never seen one.
No such thing as a yuzu. It's just the juice of a yuzu.
It's made up.
All right, let's move on to Jennifer. I loved what Jennifer did.
Go out of the box.
Just beautiful.
And I was
Vincent?
actually surprised. I was surprised that nobody else did a sideways millefeuille.
Really?
Yeah, because I would have done a sideways millefeuille. Just because that's sort of the trend, and you sort of do the
It is
squiggle.
trendy.
Is
on
it?
top.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Yeah.
The vertical.
Never seen it
millefeuilles?
before.
Yeah, I think I would have done it that way with the pipe top. But yeah, it looked nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Yeah, full puff. She used that soft butter hack. She didn't really want Bruno to know she was doing that. And here comes the cherries that
Yes.
we talked about at the beginning.
Juicy cherries to boot.
Yes, Black Forest millefeuille.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, with the chocolate ganache. Yeah, I think it worked out really, really well for her. It was, like I said, beautiful presentation, and it was nice to see a different interpretation, right? So
Yeah.
both her and Ryan did something maybe slightly out of the box of the regular what you would see as a mille-feuille.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
Um,
what would you think? Just as a question between the three or the four of us. I mean, I thought about, okay, you know, we can't help but think about what we would do if we were in the tent doing this. And I thought nobody would be doing a classic Napoleon,
right.
you know, with the chocolate and the wet and the, what do you call it, feathering. And I thought, I wonder what the judges would say if we presented them with, like, I thought if I did an extra long one, like let's say 18-inch one,
that would be
right?
cool.
That was narrow and just did like these beautiful feathering on the top and just a classic millefeuille.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would go over.
And what are you putting inside?
It doesn't matter. It's just the design of it.
The
It's
presentation
the
of it.
presentation.
Just
of it.
that presentation.
Yeah, because I thought that would be gorgeous and classic, but I don't know if that would be, you know, viewed
Is
as
it enough?
like you didn't make a fan.
It's
You
not a
didn't make
showstopper.
you
Yeah,
didn't
is it
make
a
hearts.
showstopper?
Come on, why
Yeah.
aren't you breaking out the Chinese art?
Yeah, right. So I don't know.
I mean, I like the idea of taking something very classic and then just doing a little
You
twist
could
on
integrate it.
Yeah. So yeah, so making it extra long, that's lovely. But what are you going to do as a twist on the flavors?
Yeah.
Or what are you going to
The
add
flavors
as
could be
decor on
anything.
the top?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
flavors could be anything. Yeah.
Do the
Yeah.
feathering, but maybe like inverse the feathering or something, or and then put some other stuff on top. I don't know, gold leaf or caviar or something.
Yeah.
But you
So-
know that old thing, like if you're going to go simple, then you have to have it completely execute it 100%.
Perfect.
Well,
Mhm.
look who you're talking to.
Yeah,
I know
wouldn't-
he would.
Yeah.
I know he would. But
Yeah.
then
Yes.
they
It
would
wouldn't
be
be
like,
just
this
simple,
is-
simple.
I
I
will
can
make a
hear them
mess of
now.
it.
This is clean. This is elegant. This is pure Vincent.
Yeah, I'd be doing like
need more.
chocolate work and stuff like that, like
Of
chocolate
course.
spirals.
Yes, but you could
Yes.
really make it look super extra, right? So
Yeah.
Why don't you make a tempered chocolate, like artsy fartsy design that looks like wrought iron metalwork and then balance the millefeuille on top of it?
That would be Stephen.
Yeah, that would be a
and
chocolate.
even with the chocolate work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stephen with
Yeah.
the chocolate work. I'll do the delicate stuff on the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, but you could do something really cool.
Do
So
really thin crosshatch chocolate and make a little cage of it and then put the millefeuille on top.
Yes,
Yes.
true.
I made the foolish mistake of making a millefeuille as the topper for my finale cake.
I must have gotten this idea subconsciously from somewhere.
There it is. There it is.
No,
All right,
but
so-
I like your long, narrow presentation. I think
Yeah.
it would look I think it
I
would
think it would look cool.
I think
right?
it would look
Would.
really cool, especially with like chocolate work on top or something that
Mhm.
added
Yeah.
the extra. And again, it's all about the flavor at that point, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It would
Yeah.
be beautiful.
It's just like when I did that recently. I did that tart, and I did the spiral chocolate work on the tart.
Mhm.
I thought, you know, a smaller version, but longer and narrower version of that would be just
Mhm.
awesome.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I mean, I know it's Steven's wheelhouse, but you could temper some chocolate, but feather the chocolate and then curl that. So then you've got the feather design on the chocolate that's on top of the millefeuille.
true.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Thanks.
Anyway, I digress. I made it all about me again.
No,
So, let's go back to
no,
this.
it's about sharing ideas and
Hey,
variations and
Yeah,
stuff.
let's
So-
do
So-
it.
Kyla said, I'm a fan
Uh,
of Jennifer's bake. Yeah, nobody liked that joke?
No, it's good. It was perfectly timed and perfect to
Yes. Well,
describe.
okay, so we get to the end, and our star baker was Joe. And
Yeah.
It
is
was Joe.
anybody surprised? And is everybody also terrified now?
Right? Yeah.
No.
Same.
no.
No, he,
But
Yeah, Joe's not going anywhere.
I agree.
Look, but you could have
We
said
would
that
have
about
said that.
anyone,
You
right?
could have said
So
that about
any-
Dom. You could have said
Yeah.
that about Margaret. You could have said that.
It could be anyone can have a bad week. However, I know what Vincent's saying here, and he's right.
Joe can't have a bad
Some-
week.
No, she's too Vincent, and she,
She's too much.
everything is already like she's probably got like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think she's already got plan D, E, F built into her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's contingencies upon contingencies, and I don't think that she ever even gets a sniff of the contingencies because I think that she's precise.
So well prepared.
She is well prepared. And again, it does. I'm not saying she's a shoe in to win. Any of these bakers can win this thing, but she's just on point. She is like, it's Mary Poppins out there.
Right? She is hyper prepared. You can tell.
Yeah.
And she's got I had plan B and I had plan C for almost all of my bakes.
Yeah.
So she knows what she's doing. I can tell.
She's very skilled. And I think she sticks to things that she knows she can execute really, really well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not made a million times, but just practice it enough times that she knows that she can achieve her goals.
Yeah. And the great thing about her too is that she has so much variety in what she does. Like you see her English heritage coming into her bakes, and then you see like all of her blended family situations and living in Dubai or in the Middle East for a while, and just her experience as well has given her that opportunity to try so many different things and understand how flavors play so well with each other, which I think bodes well for her moving forward, again on top of all the other stuff that we talked about already that she's just so skilled in, and again super cool, calm, collected with everything that she does. Like again, you don't see her ruffled at all.
However, you also see the consistency and the level of craftsmanship and talent in the other three remaining bakers. Like Ryan is, as we said, he's just getting better and better. The finesse that he has in some of his things, in a lot of his things, is incredible. Jennifer also cool. She's laughing. She laughs through the whole show. Yeah, she's enjoying it. Zoe has been just. She had a couple of stumbles early on. Other than that, she just going and better, and she's got the right attitude. Like you've got four people who, if you told me that we're at the end and X won, I would not be surprised by any of them. By any of them.
Next week's going to be interesting to see who of these incredible last four bakers are going to go home. And Stephen, you mentioned this all the time, as you get closer to the end, there's less room to hide, and every detail is going to be scrutinized to the nth degree, because that's what's going to, determine whether one of these bakers goes home next week. And I hate to see it, to see any of them.
And that's why, that's the reason that Margaret went home. It was really just little things. There was nothing major that happened to her this week.
She underbaked a couple of things, and that was it.
There was a lot of foreshadowing, and Margaret went home this week, and I almost from the beginning of the episode knew that was what was going to happen, and I did not like it, because there were clips of her saying, I've been baking pastry for 40 years and I hope everything goes well. And then it's like,
oh boy,
and then later, okay, well, we just have to move on to the showstopper and make it really good, and I was like, oh man, it just felt like the writing was on the wall. And you're right, it was just little things. But
and this is exactly what I'm talking about. When you have the day one, you have a bad show, a signature, and then you have not a great performance in the technical, and you go back to the hotel that night, it is a bad feeling. Right? Just because the whole night you're not sleeping. You're just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going home if I don't pick it up tomorrow. Like I don't, not just pick it up, if I don't kill it. Right. Well,
especially when everybody else has too, right? Like that's, I think the other, that's even a worse feeling, because you're going to be starting off at such a disadvantage to some extent, right? Because know how well everybody else did.
And how good they are. It's not even just how well they did. It's just how good they are. Like my friends are not are great bakers, and they're, you know, I have to just be really great today. And that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure, right?
Yeah. And so,
So,
yeah, it was very sad to say goodbye to Margaret. And
yeah, she's lovely.
she teared up
Oh,
and I teared
Yeah.
up, and I was just like, oh man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like we said, this is how we're gonna feel about any single one of them. Like, and this is how it's been. It's just been going that way.
Every week. Every week
Yeah.
I'm sad to
Yeah.
see the baker go home because there's so much unfinished business in the tent,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And yeah.
You saw how Joe kind of tried to put that little disclaimer in there as well. She's like, I know Star Baker doesn't guarantee that it's next week. And I'm like, yeah, okay, good. She said that. So now we're good. Now she'll be fine. She won't go home. But then I'm like, but that means one of the other three is going home if it's not Joe. And that's, oh, yeah, it's heartbreaking. Why do we watch this show?
Well, whoever's going home is going to be a very, very talented baker,
They,
regardless.
Yes.
For sure. They
oh,
are
no
all so
doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. The whole season has been filled with, we mentioned it before, right? So much passion, so much love, so much creativity, so much skill.
Yeah.
And the execution has been top notch. I mean, really, have we had any bakes that were like, eh?
I'm sure there was, but you know,
I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
no, I can't either. But I'm sure there's gotta have been, right? There's gotta have been like, yeah,
Sure.
or something that at least it's like, it's not my flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't, like I said, you can't please everybody.
No, for sure. And flavor is the subjective part when
Exactly.
it comes down to it, right? But
Yeah.
in terms of the execution of whatever the main element was, right? In this case, you know, you had the pastry. So obviously the crust of the pie would have been like the most important thing. Your fillings are going to be important, but at the end of the day, it's that vessel, right? Same thing with the mille-feuille challenge. It was really about that, the puff pastry and how well it was cooked and the flavors. As long as your fillings are okay, then
well, I mean, top marks for creative flavors this year for sure. Like Jennifer has been consistently putting out interesting Asian flavors.
Yes.
Dom was amazing with the flavors, right?
Yeah.
You know, and there are others. Like I put myself in this category where I usually go for more classic kind of flavors, right?
Yeah.
And just when you do the classic flavors, you just have to do it like really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Because they know the flavor profile. It's nothing exciting.
That's
but,
true.
But you know, it's like this is the best I've had of that. That's what you want to achieve.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's nothing wrong with classic flavors. But it's also something, it's not as exciting as coming up with like, you know, miso Swiss Meringue buttercream. Right? Or soya sweet Swiss Meringue buttercream or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So
No, for sure.
Or buffalo Florentines.
Buffalo flavored Florentines. I mean, that was nuts.
Wow.
And they were good too, by the way.
Like buffalo sauce, like the buffalo hot sauce kind of Florentines. Okay.
That was Steven.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Crazy.
He was
our mad scientist.
Yeah, our mad scientist, flavor genius.
But sometimes that's what you have to do to really stand out, right? I mean, look at Zoe with her, poutine chômeur.
Nice.
Much better, right? Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's going to be stuck in my head going, I really want to try this because it's so unique and interesting. And I can almost taste the flavors of her chômeur. You know, different things like that just like really just find a place in your brain. We'll live there rent free for forever.
Wow. Yeah.
And it inspires, and you know, at the end of the day, stuff like that, it inspires all of these, every style of bake and baker inspires people to be more and extra, right? Whether it's Joe and being a perfectionist, people will strive to be more. Right. This has got to look pretty. This has got to look like a Martha Stewart made it. This has got to be incredible, right? And then you have people who are, who I'm inspired by, like people like Steven, who are just like flavor geniuses, who are not afraid to put things into bakes that you not normally wouldn't see, right?
Yes, yeah.
You know, garlic and ice cream aside, or horseradish and garlic aside, in ice cream is probably not my favorite, but you know,
It's
good on
nobody's
you for
favorite.
trying it out. But you
It was
know,
a thought.
and I love people who are brave enough to try that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, me too.
I embrace that, and I'm trying to do it more myself, right? So you know, there's everybody can take something from every baker that they're really, really passionate about and good at,
Yeah.
and bring it within themselves and make themselves a better baker, a more rounded baker.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's a
Well,
brilliant thing about Great Canadian Baking Show is it does inspire everybody to get in their kitchens
so much.
and start doing some baking if they don't already bake. But as if you do bake even casually, it just gets those creative juices going, and that you were going to try something a little bit different or put that unique spin on that classic family recipe that you've had, you know,
Yeah.
in your family recipe cookbook or whatever. Or,
So true.
yeah, just anything. Just get out there and explore and be a little bit more fearless in the kitchen.
Yeah, let's do it.
100%. And
100%.
by the way, Stephen, you know, I mentioned the horseradish ice cream. So Phil says about me and my ice cream like failure, which I still don't think it's a failure, is sweet corn ice cream. I made
That would be delicious.
sweet corn ice cream once, and he was just like, eh.
Oh.
Was it charred? Because I would think
No, it was
I
just
would have charred it.
yeah, no, it was just sweet corn,
Corn.
Oh, it
fresh sweet
sounds
corn ice cream.
delish.
Yeah, it was fine. It could be better, and I would know better the next time I make it, which was like 22 years ago. I never
I mean-
made it again.
Maybe Phil's taste buds have changed.
Yeah, maybe.
Was it just the sweet
He's the
corn,
problem.
or did
He's
you
the
add
problem.
anything else in there? Because I think that sweet corn ice cream with like a little lemon curd kind of swirled in there with maybe some like fresh cherries
Mm. Interesting.
and maybe a little hint of thyme. That's a really lovely combination.
I don't understand.
See,
Everything
you
sounds
went one
good except
ingredient
for the
too many
sweet
for
Like
you
four.
went one ingredient too
thyme?
many for Vincent.
No, try it. Try
Hey,
it.
speaking of
That's a-
time,
It's
we
a
are
really
running
good
out.
combo.
This is why we always go over time. Okay.
We always do. Thank you all for joining us. And thank you to the fabulous Baker boys. We so appreciate you coming and joining us, and we have a couple more weeks to enjoy your company. So onward and upward to the semifinals.
That's
Mhm.
Fairytale week.
Potentially Fairy Tale week.
Do you think it's fairy tale week, or he's just saying it's like a fairy tale week?
We'll have to see.
I guess we'll find out, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah, it's semifinals.
I mean, it would
Yes.
be a fairy tale if you did make it to the semifinals, I
Exactly.
would imagine.
That's
So
what I'm
maybe
saying.
that's what it is.
I
But
think
maybe it
that's what
is
it is.
fairy tale week. But we did see in the previews, though, at the end of yesterday's show, that they were doing those oh shoot, what are they called? They're the Mexican conchas they had.
oh,
You see that?
I
They
saw
were
nothing.
making conchas
I don't remember seeing anything. I don't know why.
Me
and
either.
then cakes.
Yep.
They have tiered cakes, probably for the showstopper.
Yeah, I must have turned it off.
Okay.
I'm like, why am I watching
But
this?
I was waiting and I rewound it because I wanted to see what the week was going to be.
I
Oh,
totally
okay.
forgot to look for that. So yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
interesting.
terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
We're off.
Anyhow,
Have a wonderful rest of your day and happy baking.
happy
Happy
baking, everyone.
baking.
Happy
Bye.
creative baking.
Creative baking. Fairy tale baking.